Hello, today is days 108 and 109 of my daily journal. Yesterday I didn't make one just because when I got home I was pretty tired and just wanted to go to sleep. But yesterday was Sunday. It was also Easter Sunday, and yeah, the coffee shop that I go to isn't open on Sundays, so I just had extra time here to get ready and make sure that I was all set and everything for work. Make sure I had all my stuff. And yeah, I went to work, made sure I had all my stuff, and I was the only driver until 4 p.m. Basically, for the entire day, it was just me because I was scheduled until 4:30. So basically, my entire shift, I was the only driver. Um, Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's frustrating, just because like if it's a super busy time where there's just nothing but orders coming in and it's just me by myself, then it's not fun and it's very stressful. But thankfully yesterday wasn't like that. There were still orders coming in, a couple at a time at some points, but overall the day itself was pretty good. um People were just feeling pretty generous as well, and they tipped pretty good as well, which was very nice, very helpful. um yeah, they were just being pretty generous. I guess just because it was Easter Sunday and I was working on a holiday, um people just decided to be generous. But I mean, other than that, the important thing of the day was going on going on the date that I had set up, or that was planned. Like I said, I would say it was. I don't know if she would say it was, but yeah. Um, it wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad. It's just that I haven't actually like gone on a proper date um since about like halfway through high school, when I had my first girlfriend. And even then, it was never really like full on proper dates where it was just us by ourselves and me picking her up and just going somewhere by ourselves. It was never that. So I was completely out of my element. And I was trying my best to keep the conversation, or to keep things moving along, so that there weren't, some awkward silences or whatever. There were still some. I tried as best as I could to make sure that there weren't too many. Um, I mean, overall, and like I said, I I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was a bad date. Um, I mean, yeah, just talked for basically all of it, and listened to music as well. Um, I oh, I had the idea of, while driving, while driving, that we would take turns going back and forth picking a song. I think it is. I think it's a little bit more interesting of an idea than just having random music play. It's more involved, and I feel like it's a little bit more personal because you yourself are choosing the song that the other person is going to be hearing for however long the song is. So you're a little bit more invested into it. But yeah, we went and got some food. Um, I took her to the place that I went to for my birthday. It's called Hawkers, and it's over in Deep Ellum. And I mean, yeah, we just went through the menu, ordered some items, a couple of different items throughout the menu, and yeah, talked in between. And then after that, there was like an. It says ice cream, but it's more like they sell popsicles that they make. There's like some. They have like some. They also have some like alcohol infused popsicles, and then they have popsicles with fruit in it and other stuff. After we ate, went and got a couple of those, and then talk a little bit more while eating them, and we I was trying to figure out what to do next because it wasn't extremely late. It was still relatively early. I think it was actually around maybe like 8. A little, actually no, it was a little bit before 8. And I was trying to figure out what to do and everything, to like keep it going, and ended up trying, or we I ended up suggesting we go walk around go walk around somewhere, right? And the park that was closest was I don't know the name of the park, but it's a park that's above a highway. Like it is built on top of a highway, and the highway tunnels underneath it. I couldn't find any parking spaces for one, and so I had to park off, like pretty far off. And then she ended up having to use the restroom, so we didn't end up actually going to the park. We ended up spending a good amount of time trying to figure out where to go to let her use the restroom, because there were like around us there were like some 7-Elevens and stuff, but 7-Elevens aren't clean, and I'm not gonna take her to a 7-Eleven to go use the restroom. No, definitely not. We ended up finding a CVS. She went in and used the restroom, and then by that time it was already late, and it wasn't really any time to like walk or anything. So I figured out where I was, and and which way I was gonna take home, because there was like the direct way, and then there was a way that kind of went around, and was a little longer. So I chose the way that was a little longer, just to draw out the time, And in between, playing music, talking about stuff, just trying to not have it be awkward, because it definitely is awkward, just two people just hanging out who have no real connection with each other, or don't really know each other. It is definitely awkward. So trying to keep it from being awkward is also is it's a very active process. But yeah, we're talking about music, talking about movies, and all types of other stuff. And then we got towards the end of the night, where I was dropping her back off, and that was the most awkward part of the night. Um, I I had no idea how to say, you know, goodbye and good night, and I don't think she really did either. And so it kind of drew on for a while. Um, I ended up just to stall for a little bit more time. I ended up playing. I ended up playing a song as well, just to like draw it out and make it a little less awkward. To make it to draw the mind off of the fact that like we're sitting outside of her house. Um, yeah, still after the song played, it still was awkward. Um, and I was really fumbling, trying to figure out what to say to kind of end the night. But I mean, got there eventually. It was very awkward to say the least. Um, but yeah, like I said, the date itself wasn't bad. It was, in all honesty, I did have a good time. You know, a good time, albeit slightly awkward, trying to fill in the silences and think of what to say, and still having those silences where we're kind of just looking at each other and not really know what to say. But yeah, overall, it was it was good, and it was definitely a learning experience because I mean, like I said, that's basically the first proper date that I've ever gone on. Um, but yeah, that was all yesterday. Today, I didn't do anything. I went to the coffee shop and hung out, and then I mean that was it. I I sat here for a little bit making some playlists of songs that I have in this data bank of mind. Um, yeah, I was just going through, and because I don't actually have any like proper playlists. I kind of just put on an artist and it will play through. And then the thing about playing through on Spotify is that it repeats a bunch of the songs. And there's also like it also makes it easier if I have like a set playlist, if I actually go through and make the playlist, because the way that I listen to music is like I go off of the mood. What mood am I feeling, or what mood do I want to feel? And trying to find music videos on YouTube while driving, so that the mood stays the way that I want to, is it is difficult. And so I'm dedicating some time to actually having full on playlists for um, for whatever it is that I want to um, listen to. Uh, I have so far I have three of them. There's not a lot of songs on them. Um, One of them only has four. The other two I think have at least 13. One of them is a bunch of one of them is like nothing but Japanese music, and a majority of it is openings from anime that are still good songs. But a couple of them are actually like songs that I don't believe are openings from anime. I know two of them aren't openings from an anime. They're just songs that I ended up finding that I really liked and that happened to be in Japanese. So yeah, um, I have one that's like pure Japanese. I All of them I enjoy listening to. Understand none of it, but enjoy listening to all of it nonetheless. Uh, the other one is basically a whole bunch of um, like romance slash love songs. because as of late, I have been listening to more of those. Um, yeah, I've been listening to some more of those as of late, just because I've been wanting to go out and date and everything, or I've been wanting to meet someone. Um, but I'm not really putting myself out there per se. Um, just because, like I've said before, uh, I'm not that much of a catch in my current state. I deliver pizzas for Domino's. I live with my dad and my brother. The only thing I got going for me is that I have a vehicle, and I mean that's about it, honestly. I don't look horrible. If, that's another thing, I don't look horrible. Don't look the best. I could look a little bit better. I could be in a little bit better shape. Uh, my health is not ideal. I'm 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 ill. I mean, you couldn't tell I'm ill if you look at me, but I am ill. And so there's just a lot that is stopping me from actively going out and doing so. But like I've said before, if through whatever circumstances something does end up happening, I am not opposed to letting that run its course. It's just that I'm not gonna actively go out and do something like that. I'll still go out and eat. I'll still do my normal stuff, but I'm not gonna actively try to date someone. If it happens, it happens. Um, but yeah, that's I mean that's everything. Um, I have tomorrow and Wednesday off actually. Um, I'm actually working Thursday to Sunday, which is different from normal, different from what's been normal these past couple of weeks. Normally it's Wednesday, Thursday off, and then Friday to Sunday, but because Eric, who opens on Thursdays, he needs like the morning off. Instead, they're having him open Wednesday, and they're having me open Thursday, and then on Friday to Sunday like normal. Um, but yeah, that's what my work schedule is looking like this week. I have the next 2 days off: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to Sunday. I'm working. This week is pay week. We'll see how that goes. Um, I mean, yeah. For the time being, I'm probably not gonna be really spending any money. I want to go get me some things. I want to go get some clothes, and there's the a couple of pieces of jewelry that I want to get, but I have I have to do with my truck first, and then after that and then I can do that. But you know, it is what it is. I I really can't be spending money. I can't really be spending a lot of money either at this point in time. Um, but yeah, the most that I'm really spending for like my own indulgence is just whenever I go to the coffee shop and just have a coffee. That's that is the only consistent piece of, or that is the only consistent thing that I'm spending money on for my personal indulgence, other than the farmers market, which I'm not gonna be able to go to this Saturday, because this Saturday they schedule me from 9:30 in the morning until whenever I get off, which I was expecting them to keep the 10 from 10 a.m. until I get off, but for whatever reason, it might have only been for this past week instead of it being like a consistent thing, because this week all my opening shifts I'm scheduled for 9:30. Um, so yeah, I don't really know, but seeing as I'm scheduled for 9:30, I'm really not gonna be able to do the farmers market. Um, but yeah, that was my Sunday, and that was today. Today, really nothing happened, but that was my Sunday. Um, Overall, a good Sunday, a good Easter. Um, Morning weather was not the greatest. It was like raining and all types of stuff, but it ended up clearing out. Um, it cleared out by the middle of the day, so the rest of the day was nice, cool. Um, but yeah, that is everything. Next video, I guess next video I'll actually do Wednesday. And then I'll have a video up Friday and I guess Sunday. I guess for this week I'll change it up a little bit. Um, Still have the 2 days in between, but yeah, that's everything that I got for you guys. So, to my video for you guys Wednesday. Thank you for watching, anybody that watches. Thank you for commenting, anybody that comments. I do read them and I do appreciate them, and I do hope that everybody did have a good past couple of days. I do hope everybody had a good Easter if you celebrate Easter. If not, I hope it was just a good Sunday for you. And until my video for you guys Wednesday, that's everything. So, till then, see you.